Police veteran killed in St. Louis by illegal alien who was drunk driving, and ICE makes 4 arrests in Nantucket, Massachusetts for sex crimes. Let's check it out.
Ramon Chavez Rodriguez now charged with driving while intoxicated, resulting in the death of a law enforcement officer. Chief investigative reporter Lauren Traeger first learned his name yesterday. Lauren has spent so much time digging into these new charges and, Lauren, his past for us here.
Yeah, that's right, Claire. This is a big update here. The suspect we know is 24 years old and does have a rap sheet. According to court documents, he's also been living in the country illegally for quite some time, and that is certainly raising some serious questions in all of this. So we want to give you some information about his past record. Back in 2020, Chavez Rodriguez was charged with domestic assault and DWI for an incident in St. Charles County. At the time, court records said he was in the country illegally from Honduras, and documents also said he had a prior alcohol-related offense as well. He is actually still on probation for that case, though his probation records say he's pretty much always been in compliance. He actually would have been eligible to get off probation as early as next month. Now, though, we know he is now charged in this tragic case. St. Louis police say Officer David Lee was working a separate accident on Interstate 70 when Chavez Ramirez lost control of his vehicle and hit Officer Lee, and according to court records, pinned him against 2 vehicles, then threw him several feet. Lee later died at a local hospital.
Now, where is Black Lives Matter on this tragic situation?
Chavez Rodriguez stayed on the scene, was arrested. A blood test, according to documents, found him to be over the legal limit. They also collected a recorder from his vehicle, investigators did, which clocked him going 16 miles over the speed limit there just 5 seconds before the crash.
That is scary stuff. That is sad right there. 18-year police veteran in St. Louis lost his life at the hands of illegal immigration. This is why I'm for Trump's mass deportation plan. You first and foremost start with the traffickers, the drug dealers, the people who commit violent, heinous crimes, the gang members. You get rid of all those people first. But anyway, Black Lives Matter did not speak on this. They instead posted something around that. Don't call the police. Yeah, if you have a nonviolent situation, don't call the police, because they said they're better equipped than armed police officers who too often escalate nonviolent situations. Yeah. Anyway, in just 48 hours, ICE nabbed 4 illegal migrants for alleged sex crimes hiding out at an elite vacation spot. You know, these people in Nantucket do not want anything to do with any illegal aliens on in their area. In the span of just 2 days, federal immigration authorities nabbed 4 different illegal migrants, aliens, whatever you want to call it, charged with various sex crimes on a ritzy Massachusetts island beloved by the liberal elite. Deportation officers arrested Felix Alberto Perez Gomez, Elmer Sola, Jean Dualmaro, whatever, Belafonte, and Brian Daniel Aldana Avaravo, whatever his name is, Avaravo, on Nantucket, Massachusetts, between September 10th and 11th. According to several press releases by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, all illegal migrants targeted were previously accused of sex crimes against children or other residents in the community. Yes, this is great news that they got these people out of here. The latest ICE announcement pertained to the apprehension of Perez Gomez, a previously deported Guatemalan national who unlawfully returned to the United States before being charged with indecent assault and battery on a person 14 years or younger, according to the agency. Wow, that's truly sickening. Deportation officers arrested the Guatemalan man on September 11th on the island, and he remains in the agency's custody. Elmer Sola, Brian Daniel, both Salvadorian nationals charged locally for sex crimes against children, were arrested on September 10th, according to ICE. Sola was arraigned on 3 counts of aggravated rape of a child and 8 counts of indecent assault and battery on a child. Man, assault and battery on a child. And Aldana was arraigned on 1 count of rape of a child with a 10-year difference and 2 counts of indecent assault and battery on a child under 14. This is sickening stuff. I'm telling you, this is why border security is so important. because you don't know who's coming across that border. It's nothing about me being racist or hating people of other cultures. I'm totally fine with people coming here and assimilating, becoming United States citizens. Elmer Solo unlawfully entered the United States, then made his way into our Nantucket community before allegedly committing some horrific and despicable crimes against a child. So he went into a very prestigious neighborhood and committed some horrible acts. Nantucket, this is a lot of millionaires live there. A lot of elites like to go up there on vacation. The officers of Eero Boston will not tolerate such a threat of the children of our New England neighborhoods. Deportation officers also nabbed Jean do Amaral on September 11th, according to the agency. Belafonte, a Brazilian national living in the U.S. illegally, was arrested by Nantucket police on June 2021 for indecent assault and battery on a person 14 years or older before he was detained by federal immigration authorities. Nantucket has long been an island inhabited by high-income earners who favor the Democratic Party. The island's population in 2022 had a median household income of more than $131,000, according to Data USA, far surpassing the median household income of the entire U.S. the same year, which is slightly under $75,000 a year. Housing has become so expensive on Nantucket that some homes costing as much as $1 million have been offered through a lottery system as part of a subsidized housing initiative. Joe Biden earned more than 70% of the vote in Nantucket County in the 2020 election. Very liberal city. Nantucket is also a top destination for vacationers from around the country. The busiest summer day on the island now hosts more than 60,000 visitors. The Obama family enjoys vacationing in the nearby island of Martha's Vineyard and purchased a home in 2019 that worth roughly $15 million. Martha's Vineyard was subject to national media attention in 2022 when Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flew a number of illegal aliens from his state and dropped them off onto the wealthy island. That was a fantastic moment right there. That was a big moment, and that was great. It received a lot of national attention. You take these people and then you drop them off into a very wealthy liberal community, and they freaked out. These very accepting and tolerant people freaked out and deported them from Martha's Vineyard in about 23 hours. Told them to get the hell out of here. The entire state of Massachusetts is identified as a sanctuary jurisdiction by the Center for Immigration Studies, a Washington, D.C. based organization that tracks such laws across the country. The group cites a 2017 decision that limits local authorities' ability to detain migrants wanted by ICE agents. I mean, do you want this to be a sanctuary city from ICE agents, but you also don't want the illegal aliens there because you deported them in 23 hours. In less than a day, they were gone. So you want it to be a sanctuary city, state. Then you also have to prevent ICE from arresting these people. But then you have the people coming to your community raping young girls. I mean, so do you want ICE to do their job or not? The ICE arrests were not, let's keep going. The ICE arrests were not initially well received by all residents of the Nantucket community. It's frightening for so many. Esmeralda Martinez, a member of the Nantucket School Committee, said to the Nantucket Current when word of the ICE raid was first circulated earlier this month. People were hiding in fear that they might be here for them, even though most of them don't have a criminal record, but for the mere fact they are not legally here. The Daily Caller's News Foundation reached out to Martinez and asked if she still felt this negatively about the ICE raid, given that those arrested have been accused of child sex abuse or other sexual crimes, but did not immediately receive a response from the school committee member. Of course not. How do you feel now that they didn't go after people that have no criminal records? They went after the hardened criminals who committed some very heinous acts. So how do you feel about that? this is why there should be no sanctuary state or city in the country. They're mainly targeting people with these who commit these heinous acts. Like I said, these horrible crimes: rape, murder, robbery, uh, you know, drugs, gangs. They target people like that. ICE really goes after them, and that's who I want really out of this country first and foremost. Um, Obama made look. I give credit where credit's due. Obama was much better on the board than Biden. His administration largely went after went after hardened criminals. I think after in his second term, that's when they switched over to really going after hardened criminals, and you saw less and less of other people being deported. And Trump went after a lot. He did go after a lot of the hardened criminals, the gang members, and things like that. And he did go after other people as well. But I think that's the top priority should be by ICE to get people out of the country who are committing very serious crimes. Then we'll deal with everything else. We will deal with everything else later. But this is what worries me the most is that people get hurt. That's what I fear the most about the borders. You have suspected terrorists coming over. You have gang members coming over, and they're settling into our communities and some very safe communities at that. But shout out to the men and women at ICE. You do a fantastic job. You have a tough job. You're very brave, and I support you. And I'm very, very sorry that these idiot liberals out there want their place to be a sanctuary jurisdiction or a sanctuary state from you guys. Then you have people like this clown coming into your community committing some serious crimes. But you want them gone. I'm sure these liberals don't want these people here. They don't. You saw what happened in Martha's Vineyard. They don't want their communities to get infiltrated by a flood of migrants. They don't want that. Nobody does. But they like the virtue signal. Yeah. So I'll leave that right there. It's a very interesting story. It likely didn't get a ton of national attention, but it's a very good story here. That ICE did a very good job in 48 hours and got some dangerous people off the streets. We all need safe streets. We all want to be safe no matter what party you align with. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.